Hello again everyone, this is Vincent and this is episode 2 of the Let's Play of Steambirds Survival on Kongregate using the Neverslow 36D. I'll just start off where I left off before, where I stopped before. I was explaining something about the behemoth, which you can see just around 2 o'clock from my plane. That big Zeppelin looking like thing. As I said before, I think it has high armor. It's relatively slow, but it's faster than a balloon. Its guns hurt a lot, and because it's a balloonish type thing, which is slow, I generally don't like to take it on with guns, because it also has a 360-degree firing angle. So how I generally get rid of them is I launch two missiles when I can, because missiles do 50% health bar damage, not regardless of armor. I think that's all the planes. I'll just go into the gameplay power-ups. The first power-up is money, which is the gold circle-like thing. Obviously it gives you a big stack of money, more than picking up a normal power-up, but it doesn't help you survive. Missiles, as I said before, it deals 50% of an enemy unit's health bar and damage, regardless of armor, so you don't want to waste it on something small like an auto. You want to save it for something big like behemoth. Using the missile is pretty much sending out an allied plane, in a sense. It has a health bar and a speed and agility stats, because it does have a turn radius, and it travels very fast. Its health decays by 1/3 or 1/4 every turn, so it'll automatically die after 3 or 4 turns, and enemies firing at it will also reduce its health. But if you time a missile right and it goes straight for the plane, it should be able to hit before it gets fully destroyed by gunfire. And also using a missile means you can't fire your guns for that turn. Shields. Basically a shield which sort of looks like a white shieldish like shape with a red cross, I think, in the middle of it. Means that is when activated, it obviously shields you for the turn, so you cannot take damage, but you also cannot fire for that turn. Useful for getting out of sticky situations like really bad spawn camps at the start of new waves. Heal obviously heals you. It's pretty much a godsend for very long games, because 1 or 2 shots every now and then does stack up, so you will need to restore health, and heal will fully heal your health. But it's also the rarest power-up, so you should use it very sparingly. SuperSpeed, which the Neverslow 36D has an infinite supply of, which is very useful. Pretty much just doubles your maximum flying distance for 1 turn, but you obviously can only use 1 ability at a time, so you can't like super speed and heal at the same time. And super speed's also very useful for getting out of sticky situations. Like if you're being pushed against the anti-aircraft guns, it's very useful for skirting past the edges. 360-degree turns, which looks like this weird S-shape arrow with double-ended arrow. On the SuperSpeed looks like several chevrons put together, like arrowish like thing. Missiles look like a rocket. Heel is just a white cross. The 360 for your while your plane is flying along that line, your plane will spin 360 degrees, which means it faces every direction pretty much and hits every plane with its guns while it's flying, which is fairly useful for taking down balloons as well. When you miscalculate and you have to pull out, but you're still in shooting and firing distance, but you're just not facing the right direction. 180 degrees, as the name suggests, spins your plane 180 degrees at the end of your turn. It will shorten your flying distance to the minimum, which for the Never Slow is fairly large, which makes it not so useful for the Never Slow, because by the time you use it, you'll probably be in enemy range anyway. On other planes, and sometimes for the Never Slow 36D, the 180 is used for those situations where you just get spawn camped and you're facing right into an enemy plane and you need to get in the other direction quickly. The anti-tailing power-ups are bomb and gas. Bombs pretty much send out which looks the power-up looks like a weird creeper shaped thing with a red head and two fins. Basically, during your turn, you send out around 5 or so bombs, which begin exploding at the end of your turn and continue exploding into the next turn, and they deal massive damage in a very large area of effect, which means even something beyond your firing distance when you're facing the other way will probably take a bit of damage at least. And because it's so potent and it's launched behind you, they're pretty much the basis of my strategy, which is circling around the whole map, taking opportunistic pot shots at balloons, picking up power-ups, and when I get into a very good opportunity to when I get into a very good position where pretty much all the planes are going to converge on my position in the next turn, I just drop some bombs and pretty much wipe them all in one fell swoop. But the problem is that they generally spawn all over the place the next few turns, and sometimes right in my face. But it's so fun seeing all those little planes get annihilated. Poison gas, which is that green cloud-like thing, like the Duster and Turtle versions, it releases a green poisonous cloud which gun jams and damages any units which fly through it, friend or foe. So you shouldn't fly into your own gas. It has a more of a tactical use, and it's fairly difficult to use because for the Never Slow, if you have a very good lead on the enemy planes behind you to the point where you can lay down a line of gas across their path and loop back to make so that you've got the cloud of gas directly in between you and the enemy, then you're probably going to fly into the edge of the map very soon. If they're too close behind you, those which are not directly in line, if you make a line of gas, they'll you won't be able to loop back fast enough to get the planes to fly into the cloud, and if you just launch it right behind you, planes which are not directly behind you won't get affected. I have pretty much nothing else to talk about. I can't ramble on like Aaron about why I play games or anything like that, so I've got a few suggestions of what I could do a commentary on if I don't get any comments suggesting what I should do or questions. I've got it looks like I've got a few topics, but it looks like I need to end this video right here, and I'll see you in the next one.